We live in a world that rewards perfection. Straight lines, smooth surfaces, new objects that seem never to age. Yet there is a culture in which a crack is not a mistake. It is a trace. It is a story. In Japan, for centuries, a philosophy has invited us to look right there, at imperfections and the passing of time. It is called Wabi-Sabi, and perhaps it has something to say to us as well. In Western thought, beauty is often associated with balance, symmetry, with something that appears complete, stable, definitive. Wabi-Sabi, instead, arises in a context deeply influenced by Zen Buddhism, which observes reality starting from three simple yet radical ideas. Everything is impermanent, everything can be damaged, and nothing remains the same. For this reason, Wabi-Sabi does not celebrate what stays the same. It celebrates what changes and ages. In this view, beauty does not try to stop time. It learns to live with it. The term Wabi-Sabi brings together two complementary concepts. Wabi refers to simplicity, irregularity, and humble objects far from luxury. Sabi is the beauty of time made visible, wear, patina, surfaces shaped by the years. Together they describe a quiet beauty that does not seek immediate impact. It reveals itself slowly. One of its deepest expressions can be found in ceramic. Simple, everyday objects, born to be used, cups and bowls that pass from hand to hand. Many of the oldest pieces are not perfect, matte, asymmetrical, sometimes chipped, and that is where their value lies. They were not created to be merely observed, but to be lived with. Here, value does not diminish with wear. It accumulates. Sometimes, wabi-sabi becomes even more visible through a practice called Kintsugi. When a ceramic object breaks, the fracture is not hidden, it is repaired with a mixture containing gold. The crack remains visible and becomes part of the object. It is not an attempt to go back, but an acceptance of what happened. Over time, this vision becomes intertwined with the Japanese tea ceremony, a slow, essential ritual. In the 15th century, the monk Murata Juko codified a ceremony inspired by wabi-sabi. Drinking tea is no longer a functional gesture. It becomes an act of attention and presence. It was not an aesthetic choice, but a choice of rhythm. Wabi-sabi does not promise comfort or control. It asks us to accept that nothing remains intact. In a world that smooths everything out, this philosophy leaves its marks visible. That is why it still resonates today. When you stop searching for perfection, you begin to see more. Wabi-sabi does not ask you to love what is broken. It asks you not to discard it immediately. Perhaps beauty is not what remains intact, but what has passed through time without pretending to be untouched. And perhaps by observing these objects, we learn to look at ourselves.